basic stab binding first. There's like a lot of fancy ones you can do. You probably like look it up later, but I'm just going to show the basic one. So start by having your paper, single sheets or folded sheets, like French fold. So I'm going to do single sheets. And then you have a cover. The cover should be a little bit thicker than the paper, but for stab binding, you don't want to use a board cover unless you're going to add hinges, which is a whole other thing. If you want to do that, talk to me and then I'll teach you how to do that later. Okay, so you just line everything up. And if you have a mat, this is really easy. It's already in like 1/2 inch increments, but if you don't, you can just draw lines on a piece of paper, which is what I'll do. So you just draw one straight line. It doesn't matter if it's straight for the first one. And then you measure a 1/2 inch in that line. And draw another line. You can use this as your guide for when you're punching the holes. So, paper, set it right here. The first 2 holes that you're going to punch are going to be a 1/2 inch from the edges. So just set your ruler on this guide that you made. This is something you're going to want to invest in if you're interested in bookmaking at all. It's called an awl. And they make like smaller ones that are like $2, but it's worth it to pay like the $5 to get this one because it lasts longer. It doesn't bend. So you just want to punch through all of the pages at once. You should be able to see through the hole when you're done. You do the same thing on the other side. Okay. So for the next 2 or the next holes, you can really put as many as you want in there. I'm only going to add 2, and you want them to be evenly spaced between these 2 holes that you made. You can sort of eyeball it, just like draw it with a pencil. You can also measure it. For the sake of this demo, I'm just eyeballing. And you really want to punch all of your pages at once. So the holes are in the same spot and it's all lined up. If not, it's going to be kind of wonky. All right.
Would it help to clip them so they don't move? Or
yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Or just put like a heavy brick or something. In the book arts building, they use bricks that are just covered in paper so they don't get dirt on your stuff. And that seems to work really well. So now you're going to start sewing. You always start, regardless of how many holes, you start on the second hole and you work your way towards the top. Just leave like a little tail. And this is just waxed linen thread, which you can buy at Blick. It might not be waxed, and if it's not, you want to get some beeswax. They also sell that. So,
do you know why it needs to be waxed?
Just so it doesn't get knotted, really.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe it's not super necessary for this, but for the next one, if you're like sewing a lot of pages together,